in the very last video we have seen about the atoms in detail in the chapter Atoms and Molecules. In this video we are going to see more detail about atoms. So first we'll recall what we have seen in the very previous lecture. So students, in previous lecture we have seen that what are atoms, how we can define atoms, right? And then we have seen that how we can name these atoms according to IUPAC, according to first letter and the initial, that is lowercase and uppercase. Then we have seen according to Greek, Latin, or those name like Ferrous name as Iph, it is I. This is how we can name the elements. Now we are going to see in this video about the atomic mass, that is atoms. So as we have seen what is atom, we have understood the concept of atom. Now we will understand the concept of atomic mass. So Dalton was the very first scientist who has said that about atomic mass. He stated the theory of Dalton atomic mass, and it was so important theory that then it was been found that each element had the properties of, each element had the characteristic of atomic mass, and along with we have mentioned that the quantity of the atomic mass. So now then after the Dalton proposed theory of atomic mass, it became prominent for all the scientists to find the atomic mass. But students, what happened if you find what happened then it became difficult for the scientists to find the individual atomic mass of each of the atoms. That became difficult. So then they found that so basically Dalton was following law of constant proportion of mass. And students, I'll just give you the overview of law of constant proportion of mass. So according to the law of constant proportion of mass, it is said that in a chemical compound, each of the element in a chemical reaction, each of the element has a specific quantity, that is mass. I am repeating, in each of the chemical reaction, the element have a specific quantity, that is known as mass. That means Dalton proposed the theory of the atomic mass, and he said that each of the element having characteristic of atomic mass, and that can be found relatively by law of constant proportion. But what happened, student, basically when scientists started finding the elements, the atomic mass of all the elements, it became difficult for them to find the atomic mass of individually of each of the atoms. So in that case they found that we can find relative atomic mass, that is we can find the relative atomic mass. So how we can find the relative atomic mass? So for that they found that they need to use the theory of law of chemical combination. On basis of that they were able to find the atomic mass. So what is law of chemical combination? Students, in the very first video of this chapter we have seen law of chemical combination, in which the very first thing is law of mass, that in a chemical reaction the mass of a chemical compound cannot be created nor destroyed. That was the very first law, and the second law was law of constant proportion. So this both law is nothing but known as law of chemical compound. And according to that law, scientists were able to find the relative atomic mass. Let us understand this by the example. For example, they have taken CO, that is carbon monoxide. So students, scientists have very first taken the study of carbon monoxide, and they said that in that study there were 3 grams of carbon, 3 grams of carbon and 4 grams of oxygen. Is what we found the atomic mass of carbon monoxide is 3 grams of carbon were there and 4 grams of oxygen were there. So by the scientists were able to say that the carbon combines with oxygen, that is about 4 by 3. That is, the carbon combined with oxygen by 4 by 3 times. This is what scientists were able to find the atomic mass, the relative atomic mass of carbon monoxide. So this is how scientists were able to find the atomic mass. And as I said you before, also there were some of the abbreviations, unit to measure the atomic mass. So previously students, they used A and U. Previously A and U were being used for the unit of atomic mass. Let us say the unit of atomic mass. But after that IUPAC came, and we have to notice IUPAC, International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. As we know, previously even the naming of elements were very differently. But after that IUPAC came into existence, all the name of the elements have been confirmed and accepted by the IUPAC. Similarly, after the existence of IUPAC, even though the unit changed, yes, that is, the unit changed from AMU to single U, and this has been accepted by the IUPAC, and they said U is nothing but known as unified mass. So he said, so students, so we have seen that there was a unit of atomic mass and that was considered as U, that is unified mass. So after that we can say that the carbon is having 1.0 unified atomic mass, and oxygen, then later on, see, oxygen is naturally found compound. So scientists were successfully able to found the atomic mass of oxygen, that was about 1 by 16 U. That is 1 by 16 unified mass. And but see, there were reasons for which, see, we can say that there were relative atomic, see, for that relative atomic mass was been accepted, and accordingly we were able to find carbon as 1.0 and oxygen 1 by 16. So now we'll see what were the reason for that the relative atomic mass of oxygen accepted. The very first reason is that carbon was having, it was been naturally found. So it was seen that carbon was easily able to combine with elements and compound to form metals. So because of that, oxygen was able to combine with many of the elements, and it used to make large compound because it was having the ability to combine with the elements, and the masses of those elements were found to be the whole number, due to which we can say the reason for relative atomic mass of oxygen was able to be accepted. And moreover, students, in 1961, the university has accepted the concept of relative atomic mass after this founding of oxygen. So students, we can say that after 1961 this was been accepted, and even on the basis of carbon, it was said that carbon is nothing but 12, if this and C is 12 iso, carbon is nothing but 12 isotopes, and on that basis they were able to accept the theory of relative atomic mass to find the atomic mass of the atoms. This is how, students, we can say that relative atomic mass was been found. So we can say that is 12, but it is not 1 by 12 cube. You will understand this concept by an example. Suppose a fruit seller, he is selling watermelon. So if he needs to sell his watermelon, how will he sell? Consider, students, a watermelon, right, and consider this as watermelon students. If the seller wants to eat this watermelon, what he is telling that my watermelon is having about 12 units. My watermelon is having 12 units. What he need to do? He need to sell his watermelon he need to cut into 12 pieces. So what he is cutting? He is cutting this watermelon into 12 pieces. He is cutting this watermelon into 12 pieces. So understand student over here, what is watermelon, what is 12 pieces and what is a single piece. So we can say this is a whole watermelon, which I am telling this as A, this is a whole watermelon. B is the 12 unit. B is the 12 unit means there is a 12 pieces of watermelon and a single piece. I say a single piece of watermelon is nothing but known as 1 by 12. That is 1 by 12 U of letter of carbon. So we can say carbon 12 isotopes. That is, we can say 12 pieces and 1 by 12 is nothing but the carbon. 1 piece. That is, the 1 piece of watermelon was considered to be the mass was considered as 1 by 12 U. So students, now the seller can accurately weight this watermelon and can sell the pieces because he knows his watermelon divided into 12 pieces and each piece is having the mass of 1 by 12. This is what we can understand how the relative atomic mass was to be considered of oxygen and carbon. Accordingly, university have accepted this universal way of finding the atomic mass. Right? So now we need to understand that how we can define relative atomic mass. There must be some of the definition. So we can say that relative atomic mass is nothing but the average of the mass. The average of the mass of the atom. The relative atomic mass is nothing but the average of the mass of the atom. So you can say in case of carbon and oxygen, this is nothing but the average of the mass of the atom. Clearly? So after that, not only carbon and oxygen but many other elements were found and their atomic mass were found. So we will see different elements. So in that I have made a table over here that you can see on the very 25 number page, that is table 3.2. Table 3.2 page number 35 textbook. Students, you can see this table in which you can see the very first is hydrogen. The atomic mass that was been found in Q, that is unified mass, it was 12. Then carbon was about 12. Nitrogen was about 14. Oxygen was about 16. Sodium was about 23. Magnesium, Mg was about 24. Sulfur was about 32, chlorine was about 35.5 and calcium was found about 40. So this is how students, even scientists were able to find the atomic mass of elements of different elements. We have seen practically over carbon and oxygen, but various like hydrogen, nitrogen, sodium, magnesium, sulfur, chlorine, calcium. These are elements atomic mass are also found by the relative atomic mass, that is nothing but the average mass of an atom. So students, with this we are able to understand and complete the concept of the atomic mass, which was very first thing what we found by Dalton. Right? Now we will understand. We have seen what is atom. We have seen what is atomic mass. Now we will see how does this atom exist. We have seen the silicon one is a magnifying view of that silicon. So how this atom exists? Does it, because we have seen finding individual was difficult. So student, the bitter fact is that atoms are not, it is not able to found independently. Yes, atoms are not found independently. These atoms are found in form of ion or compound or molecule, because they combine in form of ion or molecule, and that ion and molecule in larger number makes a metal. I am repeating, atoms are not individually available. They are not individually available, but they are formed by the combined form of ion or molecule, and this combination of ion and molecules that is done by atoms is nothing but makes a large matter, and that matter that you can see, you can feel, you can touch. So students, this is how we can say the atom exists in nature. That is, it is not individually found, but they are found in the combination of ions and molecules, and that makes a large matter, and that large matter that we are able to see, we are able to touch, and we are able to feel. So students, in this video we have seen about who proposed atomic mass, that is Dalton proposed the atomic mass theory, and he followed the concept of law of constant proportion that we have seen. Then we saw that it was difficult to find the mass of individual atoms, so that they found the relative way to find the atomic mass. So that scientists preferred the law of chemical combination. That was nothing but following both of the law which was proposed in the law of chemical combination. After that, students, we have seen about the unit. We have seen that the unit initially that was being used to find used for atomic mass was A and U. Right? Later on, it was found as U, and this U was being given by or been accepted by the IUPAC, that is Indian International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. And we have seen accordingly the atomic mass of carbon that was found to be 1.0 U, and oxygen 1/60 U. That was and we can say that the carbon is 16 isotopes, and that we understand the concept by water is a complete piece, and the units are nothing but the 12 piece of the watermelon, and per piece of the watermelon is nothing but 1/12. The same we can understand for these, for our elements also. And we have seen how which different elements were being found later on, except carbon and oxygen. That we have seen about hydrogen, nitrogen, sodium, magnesium, chlorine, and calcium. We have seen their atomic mass relative. Now students, the very last thing we have seen in this video is about the existence of atoms. So we have seen atoms individually does not exist. They exist in a combination combined form of ion or molecule, and these ion molecule forms a large matter, such a matter that we can see, we can touch, and we can feel. So students, this is all about this video, and the homework for this video is you need to write a detailed short note on atomic mass. A detailed short note on atomic mass. So students, this is all for this video. See you in the next video.